Ta-da-na! Hello, everyone. Hello, Benji.
Hello, Dee.
I'm just gonna look at you in the monitor.
And I'm just gonna look at me in the monitor.
Yeah. Welcome, everyone, to our new episode. Next year, some year, coming at you live from beautiful Fire Island Pines
on this shady autumn morning.
That's right. So I guess we are still technically in New York. So live from New York, it's Tuesday morning.
Autumn, winter, next year.
Time heals everything. It's a song. Time heals everything.
Hello, everyone. Did you share your thing?
I don't know how things. Oh, yeah, I did.
Okay,
I see it.
We're good
Results, like the Liza album.
That's right. Like I said, Ben and I are in the beautiful Fire Island Pines. It's a little cloudy and overcast today, but that's okay because we are here with each other, with you, our friends, and most importantly, oh, hey, Taryn.
Hi, Scott. Hi, Macon.
All our bosom buddies. We're here today doing what we do, talking to you guys, but most importantly, we have a special Angela-centric episode.
Yeah.
To celebrate our diva queen recently turning 95, and we just happened to find this teapot in the cabinet here, which is so perfect.
Off to the cupboard with ya.
It's past your bedtime. And then we found a bottle of, as I like to say, Mama Rosé.
Mama Rosé vodka.
Yeah. Who knows? Maybe we'll take a shot next hour or so. And by we, I mean me, the collective me. Anyway, so yeah, celebrating Angela on her 95th. Let's start out with some appreciation stations, shall we?
Yeah, let's shall.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Were those little applause hands always in the graphic?
Yeah.
You know,
thank yous.
when I do it virtually, I have to, in order to keep my face focused so my good side is showing, so I don't hate these videos, I have to keep the window so small and jammed off to the side of my computer that I can't see a fucking thing.
Well, today we've opened a new window.
You're doing real good with the song in Corpse.
Speaking of, wait, is this a main clip? It looks like it.
What? Appreciation. I sent you two. I can't, what is that?
It's
the sitting or the dancing? No, this is from the Academy Awards in 1950, when Thoroughly Modern Millie was nominated. Well, and Carol Channing was nominated for her performance. And the title song from Thoroughly Modern Millie was nominated for Best Song. And here to perform it, I had to cut it down because it's 19 minutes long. And sadly, the first thing to go was the Bob Hope introduction, where he says that she was a movie star, but she had to go to Broadway to show she could sing and dance, which now that I say it out loud doesn't sound that extraordinary. But when he was saying it, I was like, shut up, Bob Hope. Anyway, so she does Thoroughly Modern Millie, and I had to cut it somewhere because it's so long. So I apologize for all the moments that you're not seeing, but you're going to see some great moments.
Why didn't Julie do it?
Why didn't Julie do it?
That's interesting. We'll have to.
I must speak with my therapist about that.
We'll have to ask our studio audience while we play this. Here we go.
a movie.
Isn't it delectable? Painted lips and pencil lining your brow. Now it's quite respectable.
Goodbye, good pretty girl.
I'm changing and how? The drums, 'cause here comes thoroughly modern.
Oh, that was so fantastic. I can't believe I've never seen that.
Well, I was just saying that, you know, I don't really go in for dancing, but she sure can dance.
She sure can dance. Those gams and that balance. I mean, holding your leg up like that takes a lot of balance.
Now, anyone that knows me knows I'm a leg man, and those are some legs. Max Crumb here to take a dump on Broadway legend Angela Lansbury. Well, listen, Max, we can't all be the revival of Greece. Some of us are just Mame.
Scott Yannick, what did you see her in, and what did she say to you at the stage door?
Yes, Scott Yannick, do tell. Yeah,
She sure can dance. Hashtag. That's our new segment. She sure can dance. I'm assuming, Taryn, you're meaning the Julie Andrews thing. We asked our studio audience in a poll. They did not know why Julie did not do it. Maybe she was unavailable.
Taryn, your headshot is so pretty that it really only goes when you say things like, I love you guys, I miss you guys. When you say it's a case for the FBI, it seems like sinister with that photo. I
mean, okay, so what else did I have to say about that clip? So she would have been a great Millie also. You know, she's so modern, and like as Mame, you know, she had the short hair. She was such a svelte kind of fashionista with the turban and the eyelashes.
This feels as close as we're gonna get, other than actual footage from Mame to actual footage from Mame.
From that time, yes, because the footage online is from the revival.
Though there is some, the footage that's silent is from the original that has like audio overlay, but the footage that's like real footage that's like, you know, with audio and video from the same kind of clip.
Okay, Scott Yannick following up, saw her in Deuce with Marion Seldes.
I don't know about that. I saw her in, what did I see her in? Life Spirit, and she was fantastic. I also saw her in a Little Night Music.
We don't need to go there.
But I saw her in Life Spirit, and I got my life, mama.
Yes. Oh, I'm sad to say I've still never seen her live, and it's one of the things I need to correct before she dies or I die, whichever one of us goes first.
Scott first saw her in Bedknobs and Broomsticks. You know, I actually have never seen Bedknobs and Broomsticks, and
really?
I need to correct that.
Was that
careful?
Was that before or after she was on Broadway?
I thought you were going to say something about my advanced age. I believe that was after Broadway.
So she already had the Broadway cred.
Yeah.
And people knew she could sing and dance.
But I mean, she had the beginning of the Broadway cred. I mean, I guess Mame is all the Broadway cred you need. But I mean, she just ultimately racked up so much Broadway cred.
Mm-hmm.
You know, certainly Angela of Mame had Broadway cred, but before she had done Gypsy and Sweeney, she wasn't her full form.
Yes, full extra strength Angela.
Yeah.
Speaking of extra strength Angela, let's go to this next clip.
Yes,
which I saw a little clip of it when I was uploading it, and it looks fantastic.
What is it?
This one.
Oh, my other one. Yeah. Shall I set it up?
Yeah, set it up.
So this, speaking of Julie Andrews, is from Julie Andrews' variety show, The Julie Andrews Hour, JAH. And Angela was a guest. And I've actually watched this episode before, and the way I came across it was because, they do a lot of numbers together. It's worth finding all the clips. They do I Got Rhythm, which is really fun. And Angela does this crazy Mae West thing where she sings Hey Big Spender. And
I like it when Angela gets saucy and sexy.
Yeah, she's pretty saucy in that. And Julie sings a song that was cut from My Fair Lady and then used in Gigi is it called Say a Prayer for Me Tonight? Which I love. I knew it because Patty opened her first Carnegie Hall concert with that. Anyway, but the main event of that episode is Angela just casually sitting, singing a song from, I guess, her then new Jerry Herman musical, Dear World. And that song is I Don't Want to Know.
If music is no longer lovely, if laughter is no longer lilting, if lovers are no longer loving, then I don't want to know. If summer is no longer carefree, if children are no longer singing, if people are no longer happy, then I don't want to know. Let me hide every truth from my eyes with the back of my hand. Let me live in a world full of lies with my head in the sand. For my memories all are exciting, my memories all are enchanted, my memories burn in my head with a steady glow. So if, my friends, if love is dead, I don't want to know.
Oh my goodness. Oh, giving me life. I mean, she really does like to sing like we do when we do karaoke here. Seated.
I start seated, but I like to stand for the end. Frankly, no shade, but I wouldn't have minded her going when she got to that no for my. I would have minded a little diaphragmal, diaphragmal.
But she did use very good diaphragmal. I mean, the thing with Angela, I was listening to her in the shower this morning when I was getting ready. She has like a greatest hits track album on Spotify. But I was listening to Gypsy, Sweeney, of course, Amy and Whistle. And we've talked about this a lot, I know, but she is a great singer.
Great singer. What you said last night about Marilyn May, I think is especially true of Angela, that she sings like a man.
Yeah.
Like, that's just like, I mean, it's like she's got a tenor and then like a falsetto.
Yeah, it's like there's no mix. There's a clean break.
Yeah, clean is the right
word. Clean break.
A cliff.
But what was the track that really knocked me on my ass this morning? I think it was A Parade in Town.
Oh, yeah.
That goes up really, really high. Parade in Town!
Yeah.
And she really does just belt it out and hold those notes really nicely.
Yeah. Well, she, for me, the track that's my ultimate favorite Angela track is Kiss Her Now from Dear World. That's where I feel like I don't expect Patti LuPone could sing it no better.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, Shirley Bassey, I think Angela is just like a voice there.
Yeah.
It's the Whitney Houston of Angela Lansbury recordings. And I really, speaking of the break in her voice, I really love the opening number of Dear World, which each tomorrow morning.
Yes.
There's no long lost song that you cannot. I mean, I just love it.
That's on my morning playlist.
It's a good morning song.
That and followed by It's Today. But I love that one because she's
good
like,
build.
Yeah. She's like, when I wake up in the morning, before you take your teeth out of the glass, your hair out of the drawer. I'm just like, yes, honey, getting ready the moment I wake up.
I would have killed to have seen her in that show.
If you could have seen her in anything, I guess not counting Sweeney because we kind of have, but what would it be? Dear World?
Mame.
Interesting. Mim. I think I would say Mame as well, although
I think Mame, because I feel like Mame, but without having seen her,
Yeah.
we had to be there.
Yeah.
And it probably never worked as well as it did if you saw her then, and it probably
Mhm.
never will again.
Yeah.
So it's like we truly missed it. Whereas I feel like Dear World, like, you know, we'll get Alison Fraser someday, like, you know, at Paper Mill, and it'll be fabulous. And maybe it won't be as good as Angela, but it'll be pretty good. You know, whereas I don't think we're ever gonna know what Mame was.
It's true. I mean, I have to say Mame, but also I was listening a lot to her Gypsy today, and I have to say her Rose's Turn really does it for me. Her Some People doesn't do it for me. It's like halftime. It's like slowed down like Molasses in January.
They're all
It's like
ballads after Liza.
Yeah, after Liza, they all sound slow.
Angela is the thinking man's Gypsy.
Yeah.
Fortunately for me, I'm not a thinking man.
But her Rose's Turn is really special because she does that like kind of Angela squawk that she does so well, you know, and she really uses that.
Mama's talking loud.
Yeah.
Mama's doing fine. I mean, that's the thing about Angela is I feel like she's on Sondheim's level intellectually.
Yeah.
You know, like Merman's like, he said it was 5-1, yeah. You know, and like, you know, I feel like Bernadette's like, well, you know, I had lunch with James Lapine and he said it's about my mother.
Right.
You know,
right.
and Patty's like, Arthur told me to be angry.
Yeah. Patty's just flying by the seat of
But
her
I
pants.
think that I feel like Angela's like, but why would Madame Rose be talking about this right here? And I think she wants to make her laugh, but also to maybe frighten. Now I'm getting to Bernadette. It's supposed to be- Angela's hard for me. I'm no Christine Petty.
No, none of us are.
None of us are.
Gaslight, great movie.
Don't gaslight me.
She was, I think, in that movie, famously, she wasn't old enough to drink yet, and so there's a scene where she has to drink wine or something, and they had to. I mean, it wasn't legal yet for her to drink, so they had to make it something else. And then she turned 21 on the set of Gaslight or something. So then however, she was born older. You know, even as a 20-year-old,
totally. Like Elaine, she's forever.
She
old.
looks 40.
Can I ask you a question as like a moviegoer fan to a film star, established actor like yourself?
First of all, we have to look at this comment. This is the most you two have ever sang on here.
I don't think you've seen every episode.
The acoustics are just so fabulous. Okay, so ask me about
this is my question to you, me as the fan, you as the great screen legend.
Mm-hmm.
Generally speaking, when you're on set and playing a character who's imbibing alcohol, do you actually partake?
I don't think that's how they do it now, but you know, in the old days,
Back in your time.
Back in my time, it was a little more method.
Yeah,
you know?
a little more meth.
Cigarettes. The whole set smelled like smoke. I don't know. I'm doing like a country Carol Channing.
Country without the O.
Okay, so Angela, Gypsy, she's my right now she's my favorite Rose's Turn, I have to say. But let's
also shout out to Pretty Belle. I don't know if all of y'all have been like doing your homework listening to Pretty Belle, but you should. I mean, Pretty Belle is almost like, and I think Daniel will be with me. We might lose all of you, but I think Pretty Belle is kind of like if Angela were like in the Grass Harp. It kind of has that like fucked up 70s, like, is it Rodgers and Hammerstein? Is it country? Is it disco? What am I listening to?
I love a fucked up 70s.
I love for it.
How old was she when she did Murder, She Sat Down and Wrote? I mean, like 50s, 60s? I think
40s or 70s.
There's really no way to know.
No one knows. She was born in 25, and that show began in 82. So 58.
Yeah.
7?
Which, by the way, I do have some photos to throw up.
Throw them up. Throw them up.
Here's her in Gaslight.
Oh, yeah.
Looking 45.
Yeah. What did you say, 15?
Yeah, literally 20 years old. Of course, beautiful Vaseline on the camera lens, Murder, She Wrote
Vaseline on my camera lens.
Of course.
Yes.
Beautiful man.
Yes.
I would pay a pretty penny for that outfit.
I would pay a pretty penny to have seen that production.
And then, of course, more recently, actually looking younger than ever.
Yes, it's true.
Angela.
It's very true.
Okay, so this is a good time to go into our movies or movies segment because I have a lot to say about Angela. I like cutting you off with the intros. Okay, wait. Where are we? Okay, so I'm going to talk about one of my very...
Wait, did we hear the Movies Were Movies music intro?
Yeah.
I didn't hear it.
It's very short. It's very quiet.
Because the computer's on quiet because you don't need to hear me. Go on.
Okay, so this is one of my, speaking of, what did you say, dirty 70s? What did you call it?
Sure.
This is a movie from the late 70s, I believe. One of my very favorites, based on the Agatha Christie novel, Death on the Nile.
Wait, now is Agatha Christie related to Murder, She Wrote?
Murder, She Wrote, Jessica Fletcher, Angela's character in Murder, She Wrote, I think they originally conceived her as a Miss Marple type.
And now who's that?
Agatha Christie's woman sleuth, Miss Marple.
So Agatha Christie's a real person.
Agatha Christie was a British mystery novelist.
Not a character.
Not a character. She was the writer, and then they based Jessica Fletcher on Miss Marple, but then they didn't. Angela wanted her to be a little more modern.
And the real Miss Marple is like in the olden times in England, like Sherlock Holmes era.
Yes, and Angela has played her in that movie, The Mirror Cracked, with I want to say Elizabeth Taylor. There's a really fabulous scene with Elizabeth Taylor and Kim Novak getting in a fight.
And then but Murder, She Wrote takes place in the 80s in like Maine or something.
Murder, She Wrote takes place in the 80s in Cabot Cove, Maine.
I was right about Maine.
Yeah, although it was filmed in California. Sure. Okay. Anyway, so this one of my favorite movie posters of all time, from Death on the Nile. This was late 70s, before Murder, She Wrote. But it's
beautiful.
It's so beautiful. It has all Betty Davis, Maggie Smith, Mia Farrow, Angela, Peter Ustinov.
Is that the sequel to Murder on the Orient Express?
It's not the sequel. It's by the same author, Agatha Christie, and Murder on the Orient Express, I believe, was the first film to be made. If our friend Ken is listening, he can verify this. But Murder was on the Orient Express was first, and then that was such a hit that then they did Death on the Nile, which is my favorite and the first one I saw.
You just like boats.
I love boats, and as you know, as everyone knows, I'm obsessed with the idea of a Nile cruise after watching Joanna's documentary, Joanna Lumley. Here's another fabulous group shot.
Oh yeah, wait.
God.
So can we point out the stars there?
Okay, so
I see Angela and I see Betty Davis.
Mia Farrow, Angela Lansbury, Jane Birkin, who was like a famous model standing in the middle, Betty Davis, and then Olivia Hussey on the end, who's known as
watch your language.
in Romeo and Juliet. She played Juliet.
Who's this short shot of water over there?
I don't know. That's Simon, and Lynette underneath him is Lois Childs, who was in The Way We Were.
Oh, this guy I know. He's in Murder by Death.
Yeah, that's David Niven. With the sailor's hat, and then Peter Ustinov, who plays Hercule Poirot, next to him. Okay, so I have some clips, some fabulous clips from it. Oh yes, and also they're remaking it famously because of they remade Murder on the Orient Express with Kenneth Branagh.
But Terrence Stein will have none of it.
Yeah, I mean the new one. I think it has Gal Gadot maybe and Armie Hammer, and then of course our friends Jennifer Saunders and Dawn French are playing the Betty Davis, Maggie Smith.
Not mad about that. Maggie, Bet, and Angela shared a room on the ship, a dressing room on the ship.
Oh my God.
Enough room, Taryn.
Oh my God, Taryn, I'm so glad you brought this up because first of all, I'm going to play a clip of Angela from the film, and then I found an amazing interview with her that was just taken like 2 weeks ago, where she talks about that very thing that Taryn just brought up. So first of all, let's go to the clip.
Let's do.
So our journey is continuing.
Good afternoon, madame.
Will you not join me for a little refreshment? This marvelous little man here has just made me the most extraordinary concoction out of native fruit juices. It's called a golden sebek and is named after the god of the ancient city of Crocodilopolis.
Not for me, thank you very much.
Sometimes I do take the hair of the dog, but never the scale of the crocodile.
Please.
Well, and how are you getting along with your investigation of this tragic affair, Monsieur Porridge?
Oh, normal, no, madame. Normally, as they say.
Oh, the crime passionnel, the primitive instinct to kill, so closely allied to the sex instinct. I have every sympathy for that poor half-crazed Jackie. Her emotions are a turmoil. Her hot Latin blood raging to be avenged on the woman who stole her man.
Yes, of course, but it could have been someone else with a motive at least as good.
Oh, who?
You, Madame Otterborn.
What are you talking about?
Oh, come. Both your daughter and you know that you cannot libel the dead. Now you will never have to pay those huge damages she was asking for.
Yes, but one would hardly kill for that.
Would one not? Well,
Here, another golden what have you.
Oh my God, I need to watch that movie.
It's so good. She, like you said, she plays drunk so well, and she just plays comedy so well. She's just so fabulous. Okay, now I'm gonna go to the interview.
Yes, La Entrevista.
This was very recent, so the movie itself must have had an anniversary recently or something.
Kind of, the only dressing room we had on the boat was down below in the bottom of the boat, and it was like a four-bed cabin, and there was a bed up and a bed down, and a bed up and a bed down. So the fitting had to take place between the two sets of bunks. And I remember Betty would lie down on one bunk, and Maggie Smith was on the other, and I was on the third. And we would take turns being fitted in the well in the middle. It was one of those extraordinary circumstances where we were forced to, not be the stars that we were supposed to be. But nevertheless, everybody was of good mind, and we managed to bring it off.
What time is it? There's a clock. Use your eyes.
Didn't your mother ever tell you, as far as servants are concerned, there is a vast difference between amiable eccentricity and downright rudeness?
My mother was a lady.
A disposition she failed to pass on to you.
It's your bedtime.
She was a very fascinating woman, and I got to know her quite well on that occasion. And she had been a great Warner Brothers star, and I had been a fan of hers as a child. She was a great deal older than me, and I remembered her in all her great roles, Dark Victory and things like that. And, I'm talking about movies that young people today have no idea about. But some of the people of my age, they would remember those movies, and they were quite wonderful. She was a very special, unique actress, wonderfully unique looking and sounding. And I was delighted to meet her and to work with her.
Clips and not us.
Yeah. I just love the fact that she talks about Betty Davis, and she's like, wonderful Warner Brothers Dark Victories. So that's like the kids nowadays wouldn't know of these films. I'm like, excuse me.
I love that she's like, and there was a bunk here, and then a top bunk, and then a bed there, and a top bunk, and Maggie was on one, and Betty was on the other, and I was on the third. Did she climb up the stairs, like the ladder?
Angela's always on the top bunk.
Okay.
Yes, Taryn. Well, and Maggie is so fabulous in this movie.
And that's a clock on the wall.
Use your eyes. Again, another actress who was just born older. She was probably like in her 20s then, but looking like she was 62.
The fetus.
But yeah, I also love how Angela says Betty Davis was unique looking and sounding, because all those women are very, very unique. It's not the assembly line of
talent we get today.
Generic looking nobodies that we have now.
Shouldn't dump on Broadway talent. They're less generic than who they've been serving up in old Hollywood.
Old Hollywood.
Tinseltown.
Okay, so those are my Angela clips, and I mean, we were talking about Gypsy. I was just gonna say we should do a quick rundown of our favorite Mama Roses. Mama Roses.
Yes.
I want you to go first.
What? Who?
Let's see. There's Ethel, Angela, Patty, Bernadette.
Tyne.
We want to count Tyne, I guess we should.
How are you not counting Tyne? Bette Midler.
Bette Midler.
Raj Russell. I saw Betty Buckley at Paper Mill. Many young homosexuals talk about Linda Lavin.
Yes, well, and of course, Carolee. I mean, everyone's played it, I guess, but maybe let's just.
Carolee didn't do it on Broadway.
Maybe let's just do. We'll just.
And of course, what's her name? Your friend.
Oh, Imelda. Let's just do Broadway or the West End. Not Roz though, because that doesn't count.
Okay, and Bette Midler then is not included.
That counts. I don't know what
I
don't know why I'm basing this on.
You just
let's just do
me.
5. Let's do top 5.
Okay.
Top 5 Mama Rose. Mine would be
just without any specifics. We're just gonna go ranking.
Yeah,
oh,
just willy-nilly flying by the seat of our pants, Patty style.
Including like all these performances we didn't see. Like Ethel Merman.
Just based on what we're hearing. Yeah. Okay. Live theater, folks. Okay.
Overall.
So
you might like one number better from somebody else, but no, you're going for like average number.
I do want to do that eventually.
Not today.
I want to go through track by track.
Gotcha.
That's a whole different segment. And talk about which.
That's actually a whole different podcast.
It really is. Our new series.
2022 through 2029, we will be doing a deep dive into the weeds of all the recordings of Gypsy, including our friend Dan Fortune, Mucho Music, will be the first to point out Kay Medford's studio album as Mama Rose.
Ooh. Okay, I have to say my favorite. You're not gonna like this.
I don't give a fuck.
My favorite right now would have to be Angela, because I do have that record on vinyl. And
you think I'm like such a loser moron that you're gonna say your favorite Mama Rose is Angela on the day we're celebrating her birthday, and I'm gonna be like, "Fuck you! It should be Patty."
But you're not gonna like what comes next either, because then, no, I'm just kidding. It would have to be Patty. It would be Patty, and then it would be. I really did love that Imelda. Mm-hmm. I know you and some others don't like that.
No, you don't know anything about me. That? I don't even remember.
I remember I liked it because she plays. Imelda does crazy really well. It's the same thing she did in Follies.
Follies. She's like, the sun comes up.
And then I would say Bernadette, and then Ethel. I mean Ethel, was the original, but she's the one I listen to the least because it's just very loud. It's there's a little lacking in a little nuance that I really prefer with my Mama Rose. What about you?
Maybe the nuance is just so subtle you're missing it.
Yeah. Ethel Merman, there is a lot of subtlety there that I have to be missing.
I mean, God. I mean, to be honest, if you just want to go by lately, the rose that's been getting my Roxy's off has been, you saw Angela and Gypsy twice when you were 12 years old, electrifying. Thomas Robinson, I take my hat off to you.
And then Scott saw Imelda in Sweeney with Michael Ball, which I didn't even know that was a thing.
I know.
She would be a good love it.
She wouldn't be Julia McKenzie.
Yeah, she wouldn't. Continue.
The rose I've been enjoying listening to most of late is Time.
Oh, and I forgot about Bette too.
And Bette was really, I grew up on Roz Russell, but when Bette came out in 1993, I watched it.
Came out.
Yeah. I watched it the night it came out, and I got the CD the day it came out, and I was really obsessed with it. And I love them all. I really love them all.
They all bring different colors to different songs and their different qualities to the role. It really is hard, but
Patty. I saw Patty on Broadway 10 times. Mm-hmm. I saw Patty at City Center 3 times, and I saw her at the Ravinia Festival twice. And I saw Bernadette on Broadway 3 times. I saw Betty at the Paper Mill twice. And I've been lying for years and saying I saw Tyne on tour in LA, but I didn't. But I blame my parents. I think I'm entitled to that lie. They should have taken me.
They should have. That's like
They should have.
child abuse.
Child abuse. So Patty was thrilling. You know, I was thrilled by Patty. And I don't know if I would have been thrilled by anyone else in that same way. I mean, Betty was in a way even more thrilling than Patty, but I don't feel like Betty quite had the some of like the warmth and the comedy that Patty had. But just like strictly on Goosebumps, maybe Betty was the most thrilling. I mean, not just the voice though. I mean, like Betty's acting in Rose's Turn was like chilling.
Yeah, Betty's a great actress.
Like Patty, I felt like it was always maybe like a little bit of a workshop of different approaches to Rose's Turn, and like, you know, and that made it exciting because it was always different. Whereas Betty, I felt like it was a masterclass in the art of Rose's Turn, and it was the best, you know, and fuck you. And Bernadette, it was like very Judy Garland because it was like kind of Liza, actually. It was like, I don't know, she got it. Here comes dangerous territory.
I mean, I will say the most thrilling one to watch is Bernadette at the Tonys because, I mean, famously she was sick or whatever, but it's...
she was famously sick pretty much to that whole run, you know. I just think, you gotta go back. No. She's not sick anymore. Oh, no, she was sick again.
What's that Forbidden Broadway parody? It's like See Me on a Monday or...
Yeah, that's Christina Bianco. That's some good shit on YouTube. Dude, she's like, see me on a Monday.
I like when you do Christina Bianco doing Bernadette.
I'm doing Cole doing Bernadette, stealing Christina Bianco's material.
Anyway, I guess, but Bet, I forgot about Bet.
Who was your favorite June? I'm just kidding. I don't care.
Who's your favorite Herbie?
My favorite Herbie was, is this a safe space?
It's like
John Dossett opposite Bernadette. I love John Dossett. And don't get me wrong, I love Bernadette. I mean, in some ways, Bernadette, maybe just because I had bad seats, but it felt like, it reminded me of seeing Elaine Stritch in At Liberty, or like Harvey in Hairspray, or like Nathan in The Producers. I just remember feeling very like, whoa, I am so lucky to be seeing this Broadway legend on the stage. And every time she walked on stage, like the entire audience, we were like, shut up, you guys. Sorry. You know, it was just very like, whoa, that's a star.
Yes.
You know?
Well, that's how it felt when I saw her in Dolly. I mean, every time she walked, I mean, of course it was, you know, the whole concept of like back where she belongs.
But Dolly, everyone says that, and yet I also kind of felt like, yeah, but I saw Bet and she was a bigger star. Whereas like in Gypsy, I felt like Bet wouldn't have made it to intermission, you know?
True. I mean, those notes. But yeah, Bernadette, seeing her, I think I saw her opening night in Dolly, and she, every time she came on stage, it was just like thunderous applause. I mean, it was kind of that way with Bet too, although I saw Bet very late in the run.
And when we saw Carol Lee in Dolly, there was thunderous applause, but it was only by 2 people.
Just to us. To the point where when we went backstage to meet her afterwards, she was so lovely and fab. But like all the little, you know, the little waiter chorus men were like, they were like, we were just loving how much you two were going crazy for Carol Lee. So it was like to the point where like people from the stage were like taking notice of
Well, it was like in the provinces, you know, and the rest of the audience was like, what's this show about? Who wrote it? You know,
this is Carol Channing?
Yeah. And Daniel and I were like, yes, Carol, woo!
I'm like, yes, Diva, put your hand in there. Okay, so speaking of divas, we did not talk about this yet.
Oh, just one quick shout out, speaking of divas,
please.
That we have to promote that before we see you on Tuesday, we will be back in the studio again, making a picture, recording our new episode of the Broken Records podcast, which will be us quarantine streaming Patti LuPone's concert live from the West Side to support Dallas Summer Musicals, which will be available live stream. She'll be performing live for you this Saturday night, October 24th at 7 p.m. Eastern time. You must buy in and watch it. And then Sunday night at the stroke of midnight, or soon thereafter, we will have our new episode of us breaking it down song by song, note by note, Hit by hit.
Bit by bit. Oh, I forgot our segment. Okay, so speaking of Bernie, let's do what would Bernadette do about Angela?
Okay.
Let's do it.
Anything you could do, I could do better.
Okay, so for those of you who don't know, this is our segment where each week we have a different diva, and you guys, the audience, give us scenarios, and it could be anything. You know, Adam Feldman had a really wonderful one about Barbara Streisand.
Max Crum had a
Doing
good
a
one about
Build-A-Bear.
somebody having trouble with the bowel movement.
Yeah, so it could be anything, and then we'll tell you what we think Angela would do in those scenarios, how she would act, etc., etc.
Yes.
I'll give one to you first.
Okay.
What do you think Angela would do? Do you think Angela, I'm sure she did. What do you think Angela said when she saw Patty and Gypsy and then went backstage to her dressing room after? And Patty was like, "Oh, Angela, I love you. Hey, doll. Hey, doll." How do you think Angela reacted to Patty? But Patty being like really loud and like obnoxious, and Angela just being like her polite English self.
Well, no. First of all, Patty in her dressing room seeing Angela after Gypsy would be like, "Hi, hi," and
hi.
And Angela would be like,
"Oh, Patty,
bravo,
bravo."
bravo,
She would really, really take her time.
Patty, Goldstone,
Goodstone?
Goldstone,
Oh.
so good.
So good. Tara, and I like this one. What would Angela do if a builder messed up her renovations? I wish she would have submitted this one for Barbara, because I do know what she would do.
Yes, Andy Lane.
If a builder messed up her renovations, I think she would be a little like, she would kind of get that Jessica Fletcher expression where she sees like a bit of blood on the carpet that like
Ooh.
that like all of the police somehow missed. She'd be like, you know, she'd look really closely and get all the details and, you know, take her measurements or whatever. And then she would, in a very direct but very civil way, would be like, "I'm not happy with the way this was performed. This work was performed. Like, I think we need to take another pass at it." But she'd be very gracious and very civil about it, but she would be very direct and take charge. I think that's how she is.
I like that.
Oh, I like this question.
How many times I've been in Patty's dressing room? I mean, many, many, many. I don't have many things in my life to speak of, but I've been in Patty's dressing room many, many times. I first, I was going to Patty's stage doors since I was 16. And then I first got to know Patty like on a personal level when I was Lonnie Price's assistant on the New York Philharmonic Sweeney Todd in 2000. So that's 20 years ago. And I've been seeing everything Patty did since I was, maybe earlier, but definitely since I was 16. And so since 20 years ago, I've seen every single thing Patty's done, with maybe like one or two exceptions nobody else would even remember happened. And I haven't seen every single road gig, but I've seen the vast majority of what she's done, and some road gigs, and always gone back. So, and I saw Gypsy on Broadway 10 times. I haven't seen most of her shows that many times, but like I saw Warpaint 4 times.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I saw
first
time with me, and we went back to Patty's dressing room that time, and all I remember, she was very nice and set us down. All I remember is she was like, she was like, "I don't think I couldn't hit this note right tonight. I don't think I hit that note." And of course we were like, "Of course you did. You were fabulous." And she was like trying to do it for us. And she was like, "La, la," and then she was like, "Ah," she was like, "I think I bit my tongue." I bit my tongue. Can we just do a whole segment on your two career paths?
Our career paths. Sure.
I mean, mine would be a 5-minute segment, but
mine would be more just straight to the toilet.
Speaking of straight to the toilet, let's
Max Crum.
Let's close out with our fan favorite segment. I don't know if that's true, but Dolly Concert Kill. Okay, so for those of you, I'm assuming you all know. Oh, I like this too. Fandom paths. We'll do a whole segment on our fandom paths. That's a great idea, Scott.
Yeah.
So Dolly Concert Kill. You give us
22 minutes.
3 divas. Yes. 3 divas, male or female, and then we assign 1 to see in concert, 1 to see as Dolly Levi, and 1 to unfortunately. Oh, thank you, Mucho Music, from a mere 20 feet away.
Oh, these are good ones.
Lorna left Latalenia. Ooh, it's L's.
This is the one for Daniel.
Lorna left Latalenia and Luann de Lesseps. I'm so glad you asked. I would see Lorna as Dolly Levi, and then I've seen Luann in concert several times, and it was thrilling. I mean, I'm not a Housewives person, as you know, but seeing the Housewives people see her was amazing. It was like an anthropological wonder. So I would happily see Luann's show again, directed by, of course, our dear friend Ben Rimalower.
Oh yes,
the Howard Hawks of Housewives Cabaret. And then unfortunately, Latalenia, I don't really know her work as much as I should. The context I have for her is B. Arthur talking about her in her one-woman show on Broadway.
Latalenia.
Lenya. I like when she calls her Lenya. Okay, so yeah, unfortunately, Latalenia get the axe.
Carol Burnett, Carol King, Carol King.
I like a theme.
I really do like a theme.
Submission.
This is great. I would really. This hurts me. It really deeply hurts me because I'm a huge Carol King fan, and I actually have to
say,
you
say King or
King,
not a Carol King fan.
No, it hurts me because I have to kill Carol King because I obviously want to see Carol Burnett as Dolly and Carol King in concert. But I have to say, I saw Carol Kane on off Broadway. I think it was at the Atlantic Theater Company doing a play where she played Betty Davis, and it was spectacular.
That's such a good.
She was spectacular, and I believe I read somewhere that Betty Davis had actually said many, many years ago that Carol Kane would be someone good to play her, and she was good.
That's such a good. That's such good casting because they both have that like weird look. Like Carol, I just saw her on an episode of Cheers. She popped up, and again, like Betty, like very unique looking, as Angela would say, and those eyes, those heavily lidded eyes, and gorgeous.
No, it's not. It's different. It's unusual.
It's unusual. Okay, keep them coming, boys and girls.
All right, I have one for you.
Okay.
Okay, Carol King, Joni Mitchell, Judy Collins.
Carol King, Dolly, Joni in concert, kill Judy Collins. Yeah.
Meanwhile, Judy Collins is recording a Sondheim album, but not enough to get this one to buy in.
I do love her Sondheim album, but I mean, I can't compete. That can't compete with Joni and Carol. I don't know, that voice is very unique, and so I would like to hear that sing the songs.
Yeah, or Jessie Mueller.
Or Jessie.
Carol King as Dolly, Jessie Mueller as Irene Malloy. Or as B. Arthur would call her, Malloy.
Malloy. Who's been your favorite Irene?
My favorite Irene has been Florence Lacey. But I like that woman we saw on tour with Cara Lee, who I think I also saw with Betty, but I think she had gotten better over the year.
What was her name?
Annalise
Leeming. Yep.
Fabulous.
She was so good.
I liked Kate Baldwin too.
Kate Baldwin was good. I mean, her Ribbons Down My Back, I actually listened to that track a lot on Spotify.
I bet you do.
And of course, I loved her with Gavin. I mean, they both just have such unique. Gavin Creel.
Yeah, I'm familiar.
Yeah, they both have such beautiful, unique voices, and just very powerful. I mean, her voice is a little Florence Lacey.
Totally. I remember when I saw her on a talk show promoting Finian's Rainbow, thinking, God, she's like a soprano Betty Buckley, which essentially is Florence Lacey.
Yeah. But interesting enough, I don't know if I've heard Kate's soprano. I think I've only heard her in a belt.
I mean, soprano. No, she's a real soprano.
Yeah.
But I mean, I think of her as being one of those kind of like. I mean, she, in a way, she's sort of in a Carol Lee. Context.
Yeah. Similar voices. Oh, this is good.
Oh, they're coming in.
Okay, why don't you take this one?
Judy, Lauren, Eliza. Liza Dolly, Judy concert. What's the Lorna song?
I don't know. Music that makes me dance. You made me love you.
All of the above. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Oh, I like this, Joseph. Sondheim, Schwartz, and Weber.
Joseph Ferreira. What a handsome photo. Tricky.
This is very tricky. I mean, just see as playing Dolly Levi, I guess I would have to say Stephen Schwartz, because we have met him and he's a very nice man. I think he would bring some warmth to the role.
Unlike those other two.
Unlike, Stephen Sondheim, very cold girl. But Sondheim, of course, is the end-all be-all lyricist, writer, composer. And hearing him in an evening performing his own music would be fabulous. And then, unfortunately, I'd love to do with Weber what Patty would like.
If I got to be in charge, maybe Andrew Lloyd Webber. But if he was making the choices for the evening, forget about it.
Oh, our friend Mitch Strong.
Hi, Mitch.
I love this one.
Mitch, we miss you on Fire Island.
Adore Delano, Courtney Acton, Jinx Monsoon. Very well curated choices.
Very well
because they're all very, very talented.
Very, very talented musically.
Why don't you take this one? And then
we should both do it. Do you want to go first?
Sure. Jinx Monsoon is Dolly. The house down. Like that comedic timing is everything I need. I guess I want to see Courtney because I mean she's more old school drag queen than Adore. I've seen all of them live, but Adore is. I feel when I see Adore, I'm like, oh, I'm too old for this, to get this, because she's a little more punk and it's a little more like there's not a narrative, Courtney is a little more like tells stories and kind of tells jokes,
I love that for you.
Mm-hmm. Tell me about
I guess for me in my generation, I just really relate to Adore, and I think Adore is just such a fabulous star.
You might say
so
you adore her.
charismatic. Yeah. I do adore her. I Delano her. And I would like to see her come down that stairs. I'd like to see her scheming to get Horace and work it all out. I would need to direct her, and I'd need to direct her hard.
With an inch of
Talking to you, Danny Noriega. But I would like to see Adore as Dolly. And I'd like to see Jinx in concert. I think Jinx is a huge talent, as we've said. And Courtney Act can go to that great Sutton Foster drag queen impersonation contest in the sky.
Fabulous. Fabulous. Elaine's up there doing it right now. She's doing the Sutton Foster impersonation contest in the sky.
That I'd pay to see.
Okay, we have to expedite this.
Yes.
So, lightning round. No thinking.
Yes. Andrew Keenan Bolger as Dolly. Wesley Taylor in concert. Justin Paul, go back to the writing desk, Cheyenne Jackson.
Love it. Okay, I want Megan Hilty as Dolly. Kelly O'Hara in concert. Kill Shoshana.
You have to do this. I don't know who that middle chick is.
I want Christine McPhee. I don't think I know who that is either.
You mean Catherine McPhee? Next, you got the name wrong.
Yeah, so kill her.
Just kill her.
Megan is Dolly. I love Christina's voice, so her concert.
Great. Titus Burgess. Who's Halliday? Oh, he means Jennifer Holliday. God, the typos are flying. Everyone's in an expedition mode. Okay, I definitely want to see Titus as Dolly and Jennifer Holliday in concert and Jennifer Hudson.
I'm sorry. Sherry Renee, Carrie Butler, Jessie Mueller. Sherry Renee, Dolly, Jessie concert, kill Carrie.
Oh! Yes, Mitch, we are at 11 Ocean.
Yes.
Do you recognize the house?
I love when I see this house in other people's photos.
I don't like it.
Yeah, it feels very weird here right now. It feels very deserted. We're the only ones here.
We are the only ones here.
Anyway.
There is no one else. Just us.
No one
lights.
else.
And all you wonderful people out there in the park.
The world outside of Yonkers. Okay, well, this has been really fun.
Really fun.
Yeah. Thank you for joining us again. And we will see you Same time, different place next Tuesday.
Yes.
For our next installment.
And don't forget to tune in to Ben Rimalower's Broken Records on iTunes, Stitcher, Spotify, wherever podcasts are mulled. And we will be quarantine streaming Patti LuPone live from the West Side, Don't Monkey with Broadway, featuring Joe Thalken on the Idiot Keys.
Yes.
Autumn, winter, next year. Some
Time heals everything. It's a song. Time heals everything.
Bye.